into the Gridiron Grind, Creta 3 and Jimmy G. Jimmy was a beatdown in Dallas Saturday.
Yeah,
We watched it together, and I'm all for it. All for it. The Horns take down the Sooners 34-3. The rumor is the Sooner buses are still at the Cotton Bowl. Someone laid down a goal line in front of them, and they don't know how to cross it.
I love it.
So they're stuck at the Cotton
Second
Bowl.
year in a row, right? They haven't scored a touchdown.
2 out of 3 years. They
2 out of 3
won last year.
That's right. That's right.
Year before that, Texas won 49-0.
Yeah.
And so
I've scored touchdowns to win, unless you're the Saints playing the Cowboys a couple years ago. You ought to score touchdowns to win.
That's true. I remember that game. 9-7, I believe the Cowboys lost. Was it 9-7?
12-9 or something, 12-7, something like that. Yeah.
12-10. Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, the Cowboys or the Longhorns scored some touchdowns. I don't think the Cowboys scored a touchdown. Oh, that was a good one on Twitter. I saw somebody. I didn't know this person, just on Twitter. Somebody would retweeted it. He's from Oklahoma, or he's an Oklahoma fan. And he was going to the Cotton Bowl to watch the game on Saturday. And then he was going to the Cowboys game on Sunday. And he bought like a bucket of Fireballs. And he was going to take a shot after every touchdown OU and the Cowboys scored. And then he posted a picture on Sunday of a full bucket.
Yeah.
If you were a Sooners and Cowboys fan, neither team scored a touchdown this weekend.
Rough. It's a rough weekend of football for the Cowboys and the Oklahoma Sooners. But, you and I had some luck there with some first half and team total bets on the Longhorns there. So
they squeaked it in, didn't they?
Wasn't all bad.
Wasn't all bad. Got a couple wins on those. Oregon outlasts Ohio State. What a game that was. Surprising. I kind of thought Ohio State was the better team, but Oregon found a way to win. Ohio State doesn't. They been watching too much film on Dak Prescott from the playoffs a couple years ago. Didn't know that you can't slide with time expired. The game will end, and you will lose.
I'll be.
LSU comes back on Ole Miss, wins in overtime. Tennessee over Florida in overtime. Bama squeaks by South Carolina. It was a great Saturday of some ball. Had some great games on Saturday.
Yeah, you had South Carolina. What we talked, everybody, has been beaten up by Bama for 23 years now, 20-something. And this year they kind of see that Bama's vulnerable. First year without Saban, Vanderbilt takes them down. And now everybody's really going out and going, hey, man, we can, they're actually beatable. So South Carolina and Beamer almost get it done. Man, I tell you what, that pass reminded me of the pass a couple years ago, Arkansas, Kansas in the bowl game, when that dude threw that pass for the 2-point conversions, kind of a similar deal, and just way overshot it. And you're just kind of like, dude, what are you doing? Like, at least give him a chance. And that's how I felt watching that South Carolina. I was like, come on, man, like, just give him a chance. And then, of course, throws the pick at the end to end the game. But man, just tough beat for South Carolina.
Tough beat indeed. Great Saturday though. We got another impressive Saturday of games this week. 3 big ones. You got number 7 Alabama at number 11 Tennessee. Tennessee a home underdog +3. Both these teams struggling. Like you just talked about Alabama with South Carolina. Florida gets beat by Arkansas, then struggles with Florida and wins in overtime. They were losing at halftime. I don't have a good feel on this Alabama-Tennessee game. Anything could happen. Both teams are capable of playing really well, and both teams are capable of playing bad. What do you think?
Yeah, and I was thinking about maybe taking the over in this. Kind of like you said, I didn't really have a good feel because I'm going, okay, both teams, defensively, Alabama just seems pretty porous. South Carolina, not a good offensive team, and, still able to put up 23 points on them, 25 points on them. I'm going, okay, had some success. And Tennessee, if they hadn't, their offense just went away in the Arkansas game, and then, Florida plus 15 and a half, cash it. They
Yeah.
just, it's like, it's kind of like what we talked about. We got these young quarterbacks, and then, the whole world, they're all world in high school, then they're supposed to be all world when they get to college, and they are for a little while, then they hit adversity, and how are they going to respond? And Tennessee gets the win, but they did not look impressive. They got some offensive issues that I don't think they know how to correct. So yeah, if I was going to bet anything, I might bet the over, just because both teams. I just think both teams. Alabama, like I said, Alabama's defense porous. Tennessee's defense on the field too long, and I could see both offenses kind of clicking. But as far as who's going to win that, I have no idea. Coin flip.
I'm right there with you. Coin flip. It could go either way. Like you said, Tennessee's struggling on offense. I think welcome to having a freshman quarterback.
Yeah,
Bama's secondary looks terrible, very gettable. So who's going to win out? Bad offense or bad defense? I think. And then you have the good offense in Alabama, good defense in Tennessee. It's going to be a crazy game. I think it should be a good one. A good primer for that 2:30 window. There's also another game, ranked versus ranked, the afternoon. I believe it's in the afternoon. Number 24, Michigan at number 22, Illinois. Michigan now with 2 losses against Texas and Washington. Illinois, they had that big win earlier against Nebraska a couple weeks ago on a Friday night. I mean, Illinois, they're fighting and clawing. They're the kind of team I don't know if I want to play. Michigan, I just don't know what we're getting out of Michigan. Illinois is getting 3 points. I kind of lean taking Illinois in the points in this one.
I agree. They hopped out on Purdue, and then Purdue, who's the was it Seth Luttrell? Who's at Purdue? That's the Graham Harrell or somebody like
Graham Harrell,
that.
but he just got fired. Graham Harrell just
Oh,
got
just
fired
got
as offense
fired.
coordinator this past week, and they started a new quarterback, and Purdue scored a ton of points on Illinois, and Illinois won
Yeah,
in overtime.
yeah, came back on Illinois because Illinois was up, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden Purdue just mounts a comeback. But Illinois plays good defense. Michigan's offense just is awful. They somehow find a way to, take USC to overtime. But Illinois, like you said, I would not want to play Illinois. Michigan kind of in the same boat as Alabama is in the SEC, beating up on teams. And now you're going to go in. You've got a good Illinois football team who that fan base, the school, everything. This is a huge game for Illinois, and they're going to give it. I'd bet Illinois too. I have a bet in this game we'll talk about later, but yeah, I can see Illinois giving it all they got. This is going to be one of their Super Bowl games, and yeah, if I'm Michigan, I'm worried.
The nightcap, it's the big one in Austin. I will be there. Section 21, row. I forget what row I'm on. I'm seats 19 and 20. They're on the end.
I'll look for you. You'll be in orange, right?
I'll be the guy in burnt orange. Me and my
Okay.
dad are going down there, going to Austin. Going to take in all the festivities. Georgia, number 5 Georgia at number 1 Texas, Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. Campbell's Williams Field, named after Earl Campbell, Ricky Williams. Texas opened as a 3.5-point favorite, but apparently there was a $3 million bet placed on Texas at that number from some guy who does this for a living. Not sure.
I mean,
And now Texas is favored by 5 at home. We talked about this game a little bit last week. I think if Texas plays their A game and Georgia plays their A game, Texas wins the game. They're better. Now you're going to get Texas's A game. I don't know. Quinn Ewers did not have his A game last week against Oklahoma. I don't know if Georgia has played their A game all year. So some are saying, well, not a better time to do it than under the bright lights in Austin. So we'll see. Their secondary looks very gettable. Their run game has struggled. The question mark for Texas, I think Texas has the number 1 total defense in yards per game and in points. They're number 1 in red zone defense because they've only allowed 1 trip to the red zone. I mean, nobody gets in the red zone
Pretty good.
on Texas. But in saying that, they have not faced a good offense. They have not faced a good quarterback. Definitely have not faced a quarterback who could throw the ball down the field. This will be their first test against a competent offense, a competent passing game with an NFL quarterback. I think Texas defense is for real, and they're very good. They get their first true tests on Saturday. Thoughts, Jimmy?
You know, first off, I agree with everything you said. I think we saw the best football Georgia could play in that comeback against Alabama.
Yeah.
And then it instantly went away. And so Georgia, they're capable. They're Georgia. I think Texas has an advantage because I think you could put Arch at the scout team. Not very many schools in the nation have a scout team quarterback that can make the throws, make NFL throws. Like you said, Carson Beck, he's a tall quarterback, good arm, probably an NFL guy. Texas, I think, has an advantage having Arch. They could put him in and kind of see what some of these throws that Carson Beck's capable of making. I think Texas comes in prepared, but again, it doesn't matter how prepared you are when the other team, when you're playing a very good team as well, it's going to be a dogfight. And like you said, Ewers had several guys open, just kind of missed him. He just looked a little rusty, may have been trying too hard, little nerves. His first Red River rivalry, first game back was the Red River rivalry. So I don't know. I lean Texas. I think at home that crowd's going to be rowdy. I don't know if 5 is too many or not enough. Who knows? But I think it's going to be a dogfight. This is a playoff / national championship / SEC championship preview, possibly. So I think this is going to be probably the best game all year until we get to conference championship time.
Right. And it's kind of on that same line. Georgia's the more desperate team because they've already got a loss to Alabama. If Georgia loses this game, they're out of the SEC title picture. I just don't think with the way things are lining up, a 2-loss team, I don't think is getting into the SEC championship. Now, Georgia could lose this game, win out, and still make the college football playoff. But I don't think they'd make the SEC championship. So they might be a little bit more desperate here. So that you might factor that in. I just think Texas is the better team. I think they're playing better. I mean, Texas had their C game. That was their worst game of the season Saturday against OU, and they won by 31. And that OU defense is good, and Texas had some explosive plays on them. So I think when it boils down to it, Texas is the better team. It's at home, the night game, and Texas atmosphere has gotten so good, and I think it'll be on full display Saturday night. I think it might be the biggest home game. I can't tell you the last time there was a bigger home game, a top 5 game. You have to go all the way back to 2006. Texas hosted Ohio State. Texas was fresh off the national championship. Colt McCoy playing Troy Smith at Ohio State. Of course, Ohio State goes on to play for the national championship that year. That was the last top 5 matchup in DKR. The last time Texas won a top 5 game was in 1999. The first time College Game Day ever went to Austin, Texas beat Nebraska. I think Nebraska might have been number 1 and Texas was number 3. Anyway, it's going to be a great environment. I'm super excited to be there. It's going to be a great day on Saturday.
Yeah, I think so too. And your cousin, shout out birthday buddy.
Oh yeah,
my birthday buddy Tanner. He, you remember he was telling us this last weekend. He's going to get there at 5 a.m.
Yep.
Students are going to be at DKR at 5 a.m. to get a spot. That doesn't tell you how rowdy DKR is going to be. I don't know what more you need to.
What's your play there, Jimmy? What do? You go 6th Street. Now, if you're a student, it's probably a 15-minute walk from 6th Street to the stadium.
Yep.
If you're in good shape, it's 15-minute walk, maybe 20 minutes. I mean, for us, it would take us well north of 30 minutes to make that walk.
Yeah, I'd have to leave now.
Yeah. But, students, I've put it this way. I've made it in my heyday. I've made that walk, and it's 15, 20 minutes. What's your play? Do you go out to 6th Street on Friday night, shut it down at 2 o'clock, get a breakfast taco, go get in line?
honestly, for me, this reminds me, of course, we didn't have a chance to win, but of Arkansas USC. Sorry, hang on a second. The dog was, God, calm down. We're doing a show here. Anyway, Amazon guy. Sorry, we're getting rid of the doorbell because we don't need it. The dogs tell us anytime someone
Yeah,
drives in
yeah.
in the town. But Arkansas playing USC, and it was the same thing. People are camping out all week. Me, I don't necessarily care about a good seat. I just care about being in the stadium. So if it's me, probably not going to get there at 5 in the morning, just because it's 6:30. It's a night game, 12
Yeah.
hours in the stadium, or 12 hours, excuse me, to wait. You know, you get in a couple hours before it opens, but I'm going. I'm going, and I'm just going to get wherever. If I'm standing in the concourse, maybe standing in the hallway, maybe come find you, just hang out in the section. But and another thing, there's a lot of people going to tailgate this and not make it. So also try to keep your eyes open, find yourself a seat. But yeah, for me personally, it's not about getting a great seat. It's about being in the stadium. I said that's what I did, Arkansas USC, and that's what I would do here. Is I'm just getting in the stadium and just soaking up the atmosphere. It's gonna be amazing.
My cousin, he likes to be on the third row. He said that's his spot, and so yeah, you got to get there early.
Hats off to him, man.
Hats off
he's
to him.
more
That's
dedicated
early.
than I would
That's
be.
early. Yeah.
Good for him.
All right, NFL. Boy, do the Cowboys stink. I mean, I don't even know what the final was. I quit watching it. It was
I did
bad.
too.
Lions started throwing wide receivers or offensive linemen as wide receivers. All kind of gimmicky plays. I mean, what did they win by 40 or something? I know the Cowboys didn't score a touchdown.
43-9 or something like that. Like you said, I quit watching it, and Dan Campbell, little revenge from last year.
Yep.
Offensive lineman Dan Skipper, Pro Hog. He doesn't report eligible. They tried to be sneaky and it didn't work out. They can say all they want. I don't believe it. I think y'all tried to be sneaky. It didn't work out. So what do they do this year? They really rub it in, and hats off to them. They came in and kicked our butt, and we're just not good at home. Just not good
at home. I don't know if we're
stadiums.
good at all. I just don't know. Where do the Cowboys go from here? I don't think this is a playoff team.
No, especially not the way Washington's playing, and not the way that it's going to be us and Philly battling to run into each other. But I don't know if an NFC East team makes the playoffs besides the division winner, which right now is looking like the Redskins. Yep. I'm going, and like we talked about, I was dreading when they took Jaden Daniels because I said, man, they might have a quarterback finally, and they've got one, it seems. And yeah, I don't know if there's another. I don't know if there's a playoff team in our division besides Washington right now.
You're probably right. I mean, the Eagles won last week. I could see them getting on a roll. Cowboys and Eagles have a tough schedule. The Cowboys schedule is just brutal. We still got the 49ers coming up. We got Texans. We got Washington, the Eagles. My prediction was they'd be 5-5 after 10 games. I don't know. It might be 4-6.
Be praying for 5-5.
I think if they can get to 5-5 after 10 games, they'd still have a chance at the playoffs. But it doesn't matter. This team gets to the playoffs. What are they going to do? Nothing.
Yeah,
they get a home playoff game. They definitely won't do nothing.
Dude,
it's frustrating time. We're back in that mediocrity where we can't make the playoffs, but we're not bad enough to get a good draft pick.
Yep. And what are we doing? Dalvin Cook, is he hurt? What's our deal there?
I don't know. We could use a running back right now. I tell you that.
We use running back. We could use another receiver. We could use defensive lineman. We could use
an offensive lineman. I mean, Zach Martin now is getting blown off the line of scrimmage into the backfield. I didn't realize he's been in the league now 10 years.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, he's getting close to retirement. We got to replace him coming up.
Yeah, I know. And he's going to want to get paid too. So,
yeah.
At least we got Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
So
we're going nowhere. At least we
hard.
got to buy. At least we got to buy, and we don't have to sit through another one of those games. Tinley says hello. She's making her appearance on the podcast. You can say hi. Hi.
So
Okay.
you got kids, I got dogs, we got, you know.
You do what you got to do.
Do.
I'm on dad duty while the other ones are at volleyball practice. Hey,
Good.
go watch your show.
Good.
Go watch your show. Daddy's got to do his job. Daddy's got to make his picks. It's time to transition to the last segment. Our picks. We've been pretty hot. I was 5-3 last week. Jimmy 5-5. I have a winning record now. We both have winning records. 26-24. Jimmy 31-30. We got a few minutes left on the show here. Let's run through it. We got quite a bit. Jimmy, you said you got 14 picks this week?
Got 8 in college and 6 in the NFL.
I got 5 and 4. So,
okay.
All right, I'll let you start it off. Let's get it going.
Start it off. Oklahoma State, BYU. Give me over 52. BYU's putting it on teams. It's in Provo. I think BYU's going to win. I didn't necessarily want to touch the spread because OSU's ability to run the football still could
and
keep
it's
it
up.
What?
It's up to 9.5, 10.
Yeah, I think over 52's not enough in this game, so give it to me.
And that's on Friday night, right?
Yeah, Friday night game.
I also have a Friday night game. The Purdue Boilermakers are hosting the Oregon Ducks. Oregon Ducks off their fresh win over Ohio State at home. Now on a short week, they got to go to Purdue at night, and they just started a new quarterback. Just took the ranked team to overtime, and you're giving them 4 touchdowns. Boiler up, Purdue plus 28. Give it to me. I'll take all the points.
Maybe Drew Brees will be there for that one.
So.
My next one, battle for the Golden Boot, Arkansas LSU. It's in Fayetteville, Arkansas getting 3 at home. Give it to me. Home dog, Arkansas playing, coming off a bye week. Didn't lose the bye week. Big win over Tennessee. Going to be another tough crowd for LSU to play against, or for LSU to come in. And I think Arkansas plus 3. I like it.
Great bet. Miami hosts are on the road at Louisville. Louisville has lost the last consecutive games to ranked teams. They got beat by SMU. Before that, it was Notre Dame. They did not cover either one of those games. Miami's off a bye. I think Miami, they were kind of teeter-totting. I think they're righting the ship off this bye now. They're undefeated. I think Miami gets it done. They're favored by 4.5. So give me the Miami Hurricanes minus 4.5 on the road at Louisville.
I like it. Auburn and Mizzou. Give me Mizzou minus 4. Mizzou's overrated. Auburn's awful. They're both awful. I think Mizzou's less awful. I think they're about 5 points or more less awful. So give me Mizzou minus 4.
Wisconsin is at Northwestern. Northwestern stinks. Wisconsin is playing their best ball. They've scored over 40 points 2 games in a row. I think they stay hot. Wisconsin minus 7 at Northwestern.
I like it. ECU Army. Give me over 51. Army Black Knights are rolling. All you need is ECU to get 1 touchdown, maybe 2. But I think Army and Navy are enjoying their offensive explosions. Army, they're getting in the 40s. And I think they keep it rolling. So give me over 51, Army and ECU.
Same game. And you can do a same game parlay if you want. Give me Army minus 15.5. Like you said, they're rolling. Absolutely rolling. I think they crush ECU. I'll take the Golden Knights of Army minus 15.5.
I like it. Ranked matchup, Michigan and Illinois. Give me under 44. Both teams play great defense. Michigan's offense isn't very good, and I think Illinois is going to have a bounce-back game after giving up all those points to Purdue. Give me under 44, Michigan, Illinois.
Texas hosting Georgia. I think if they both play their A games, Texas is the better team. I'm going to be there. I haven't bet on the Horns yet this year. Let's make that the first time this Saturday. I think the Horns get it done. 37-27 is the score prediction. Give me Texas minus 5.
I like it. Kentucky and Florida. Florida plus 2. Give it to me. It's at home. It's in the swamp.
Great call.
Florida's in the swamp, man. I think they probably win this outright. Give me Florida plus 2.
All right. I agree. Florida is going one direction. Kentucky's going the opposite. I like Florida there. All right, what's your rest of your college bets?
2 more. SMU Stanford, give me over 53. SMU's been rolling. They're in the top 25. I don't think it's going to stop. SMU Stanford over 53. TCU and Utah. TCU, man. Expectations down the commode. Utah is still a good football team. Give me Utah -4. That's over 53, SMU Stanford. And TCU Utah, give me Utah -4.
Okay, NFL. I got 4 NFL. I'm going all unders.
I'm going 6
unders.
NFL.
All right, I'll let you start it off.
I'll start off. The old Europe game. Last week, it bit us in the butt. This week, ain't going to happen. Pats and Jags, give me under 43. But Jaguars are atrocious. Pats are going to go to Drake May. Just give me under 43. I don't think the Jaguars will do enough. We'll be able to do enough to keep it in. So give me under 43.
Yeah, that looks like an under game. All right, all 4 of my unders are over 50 points. So Lions, Vikings, and you're thinking this is like the hold your butt specials, isn't that right, Tinley?
Yeah.
Lions, Vikings, 51, under 51.
I like it. Dolphins, Colts, under 44. Dolphins coming off a bye week. That's not going to matter. Just under 44. Not enough points from either team.
Seahawks, Falcons, both high-powered offense, both scored a lot last week. I think they both take a step back on offense this week. Seahawks, Falcons, under 52.
I like it. Raiders and Rams, under 44. Raiders just shipped off their best offensive weapon. I think they're giving up. The Rams just got some injuries. Not enough points scored for me. Give me under 44, Raiders and Rams.
Panthers, Commanders. Again, both teams scored a lot of points last week. I think they come back down to earth. Panthers, Commanders, under 52.
Eagles, Giants. 2 bad teams. Eagles miss Jason Kelce a whole lot. Giants miss Saquon. They miss being able to score points. Under 43. Give me under 43.
Yeah, the Giants are bad.
Yeah.
They're bad. Okay, last one. Now, this one's going to sound crazy. Ravens and Buccaneers, Monday night game.
Yeah.
Under 50. Under 50.
Okay.
I mean, the stats when the NFL game is over 50, it just not a lot of games get into the 50s in the NFL.
Right.
Over the last 2.5 years. So Ravens, Buccaneers, under 50.
I like it. Chargers, Cardinals, over 43. Cardinals are one of those teams, man, that they just find a way to put up points. The Chargers, I think they're going to find a way too. They're kind of, they don't look like the Chargers of the last few years, but I think 43 is not enough. So Chargers, Cardinals over 43. For my last one, let's go Monday night, same game. Ravens and Bucks. I like that under. And with that under, I like Bucks +4. I could see this being a Justin Tucker field goal to win. I could also see the Buccaneers defense shutting down King Henry and really bottling up Lamar Jackson. That defensive line for Tampa Bay, Vita Vea, and golly, I'd hate to try to run on them. And Baker's having a good year. So give me Bucks +4 on Monday night.
All right, here's our Gridiron Grind best bets.
Chargers and Cardinals also Monday night, but, you know.
Recap, Jimmy, he's got Oklahoma State, BYU over 52, Arkansas +3, Missouri -4, ECU, Army over 51, Michigan, Illinois under 44, Florida +2, SMU, Stanford over 53, Utah -4, Pats, Jaguars under 43 in the NFL, Dolphins, Colts under 44, Raiders, Rams under 44, Eagles, Giants under 43, Chargers, Cardinals over 43, Buccaneers +4. Myself, I have Purdue +28, Miami -4.5, Wisconsin -7, Army -15.5, Texas -5, Lions, Vikings under 51, Seahawks, Falcons under 52, Panthers, Commanders under 52, Ravens, Buccaneers under 50. That's our show. Thanks for listening, watching, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, Apple Podcast. Won't have a show next week. I got a conflict work-wise, so we'll be off next week. So don't freak out if there's not a show next week. There'll be one come the following week. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys.